Hey mamas, you are listening to the Motherhood is Ghetto podcast. We all know motherhood can be a beautiful thing, but girl, it can also be ghetto. Join me as we discuss some of the best and worst parts of being a mom raising kids, all while trying to figure out this thing called life. This ghetto is a safe space, mamas. So welcome to the hood. Hey mamas, welcome back to another episode of Motherhood is Ghetto. My name is Joy, and how y'all doing out there? If y'all doing all right, you already know what to say. Say amen. I pray you are having a great day and a great week so far. And today's episode, I have something to share with you all. And I hope and pray that this helps the next mom to prioritize herself and prioritize her needs. Now, I'm going to be referring back to episode 69 a lot in this episode. So after you're done watching or listening to this episode, I need you to go back and listen to episode 69. Episode 69 title is Stop Deprioritizing Yourself. And I was listening back to that episode because I listen to all my episodes, because if I'm not going to support me, who going to support me? Amen. So I was listening back to this particular episode, and when I tell y'all, like, I was cooking in that episode. I was spitting, and I was like, I definitely need to take my own advice. So I am taking my own advice from that episode. So we are going to get into that today, and I have something very, very important to share with you all today. So over the last few months, I've not been feeling like myself. Like, I don't feel sick or anything, and I still do the things at work, take care of the kids, all that stuff. But I just haven't been feeling like myself. Physically as well as mentally, there's a lot of days where my brain is foggy like all day, or if I'm in the middle of talking or doing anything, like, I just have a massive, like, brain fart, and, like, everything just, like, stops. I lose my train of thought. I don't know what words to say, and that's really weird for me because since I've been podcasting and on this platform and stuff like that, I've always known my train of thought, my talk track, and what I want to say. But I found over the last few months, like, it's been harder for me to keep on a train of thought long enough to convey what I'm trying to say or convey my message. And also too, I've been having these feelings of, like, yes, anxiety, but also too, like, I can feel it physically. Just to give an example, when I'm about to go to bed at night, like, my heart races. I don't know why, because it doesn't do that anytime throughout the day. It's only at nighttime when I get ready to go to sleep. And sometimes I even doze off and go to sleep, and then my heart will start racing while I'm asleep, and then it wakes me up. And I'm like, what is wrong? I don't understand. Like, I'm relaxed, like, I'm just trying to get some sleep, and I just don't know what that is. But also too, when I say, like, I haven't been feeling like myself, like, I have not been wanting to get up and do the things that I genuinely enjoy doing, and doing things that make me genuinely happy. I haven't been wanting to do those things. And no matter how much I think about it and I plan it out and plan for it, it's like, okay, after I get off work, I'm gonna do this. whoop or on my day off, Imma do that. I just never get around to it. And even with this podcast, I record on my off days because those are the only days where I can record, where I have sunlight and I can record during the day, and then have time to edit through the rest of the week and have episodes ready to post. And when it gets to my off days, I I have all good intentions of being productive and doing the things, but I just can't. And that's weird for me because those are usually my days when I'm most productive, believe it or not. Like, not the days where I'm working, like, my off days are when I'm most productive because I'm productive doing things that I like to do. I'm productive doing things that make me happy. So, doing the podcast was becoming like a chore, but I know it's not a chore because it's something that I love to do. It's not something that I'm checking off of a box. Like, I genuinely love this podcast and I love talking and recording and sharing my experiences and stories with you guys. But it got to a point where it was like, do I want to do that or do I want to lay in bed? Like, I really had to choose between getting rest or recording the podcast. And normally when I record a podcast, it does take me all morning until the afternoon, and then soon I have to go get my kids from school. So, it does take up a good chunk of the morning for me, but I love it. And it was getting to a point where I not that I didn't love it, but it was just a chore, something that had to be done, and it wasn't making me happy like it normally does. And I know something was off. Something has just been off with me over the last few months. And I believe that I've put my finger on exactly what that is. And what I've come to the conclusion of is I need time just for me and not just like a long weekend or a week off or even 2 weeks. I decided that I needed a whole month just to get things sorted in my mind, have time for myself, to do the things, to reset my nervous system, get myself back regulated, and really genuinely take care of myself because I feel like I am at my limit. I feel like mentally, emotionally, physically, I'm just at my limit. And I feel like my body's hazard lights, like these last 3 months, have been going off. And now, like, the batteries in the vehicle are now dead and I can't get it started. So now it's at a critical point where I 100% need to stop and take care of myself. So, with that, I decided to take a leave of absence from work, a 30-day leave of absence. And this particular leave of absence that I'm taking, it is an unpaid leave of absence because it's not medical related. So this is just something that my employer offers that you can take time off of work if it's not medical related, and they give you 30 days and it's not paid. So my first thought was when I first considered the idea, I was like, "Oh, no, I can't do that because I need pay. Like, I need to be able to take care of my home, pay my bills, all that stuff." Right? And then I it dawned on me. I was like, "Joy, you have an emergency fund. And if you don't deem your well-being your physical, mental well-being an emergency, then what is? If taking care of yourself and taking time for yourself is not an emergency to you, then what is an emergency? You've been putting money into an emergency account just for something like this, to be able to supplement your income should you need to take time off work or should you not have a job anymore. This is what you've been doing it for. And when I thought about that, I was like, you know what? Self, you're right. And why am I so scared to take care of myself, to take time away from work to focus on myself? So, with that, the next day, I went into work and I told my boss I'm taking a leave of absence. Um, I need to, one, focus on me, and two, I do still have things that I'm getting settled with my dad's final affairs. So that has also been, well, it has been pretty stressful, especially having to deal with it from out of state. So I need time to finish up and wrap up things with that. But also, too, I need time for myself. I need time to properly grieve. I need time to clear my mind, get my mind in order, and then also to figure out what my next steps are for 2026. What I want my 2026 to look like for me. Because if I'm being candid, my job does play a big part in my stress levels. Like that's just I can't sugarcoat it. Like I can't like run away from that fact. Like my job really does add an element of stress to my life. And I want this time. I need this time, amen, to figure out what my next step is because I don't want to work a job that stresses me. I want to do something that truly makes me happy, that I don't mind getting up and doing every day. And not to say that I don't appreciate who I work for and what I do and the money that I do make. Like, I'm grateful for it all. It's just that I've learned that you can be grateful and still want more. Amen. And I've been hearing that a lot lately. I've been hearing that like as I listen to other podcasts or I'm just scrolling. I've been hearing that phrase come up a lot lately. And I think it's true. I'm immensely grateful for the job that I have, the income that I have, everything that this job has afforded me the possibility to have and to experience. Like I'm grateful for it all, but I want more. And when I say more, I don't mean like more money or more opportunity. I want more fulfillment in what I do. I want to feel happy about the job that I do. I want to feel inspired. I want to feel a sense of this is what I'm meant to be doing. Amen. And that's all I'm looking for. And I feel like I need to take some time to figure out what my next steps are going to be and what 2026 is going to look like for me and what I'm going to pursue, what I'm going to focus on, whether that be pursuing another line of business where I work or pivoting completely to something totally different and figuring out what I'm good at, what I can offer, what my skills are, and how they can be used, like, in different businesses and different settings. Like, these are all things that I want time to figure out and sit with myself with, because I just knew, like, a week wasn't gonna be enough, a long weekend, 2 weeks, like, none of that was gonna be enough for me. So I really needed some significant time to reset, and I plan for this time off to be very impactful, because I'm not just gonna be sitting around in bed all day. Like, I'm definitely gonna be intentional with this time off and really use it as a way to get myself back to feeling like me again, and also to strategizing for what my next steps in my life are gonna be. I'm gonna be 40 next year. Amen. By the grace of God, I will be 40 next year. And not saying that I want to have like a foolproof detailed plan for my life, but I want to know the direction that I'm going. I want to have an idea of where I'm headed, and I want to work towards something. Even if I don't get to it by the time that I'm 40, I want to be working towards something. And I say all this to say that we as moms, we have to we have to prioritize ourselves. Working ourselves to the point where we can physically no longer work, take care of our kids, like, that's out. We have to stop doing that. And I know a lot of people like to talk about self-care, and self-care is great. But there comes a time where we have to grow up and realize that money, our financial wellness, is a huge part of our self-care. I've worked with people that are afraid to take time off of work because of the impact it will have on them financially. Because even when the time is paid, you only get a percentage of your total pay. So you're not getting everything. And then, like with me, if I decide to take a leave that's not medical related, it's not paid at all. So that means that I'm using PTO if I have it, and I'm also having to use funds that to supplement my income. But we need to grow up and realize that our financial wellness is a huge part of our self-care. It's a huge part of the type of self-care we can administer for ourselves. Amen. Because like I stated before, my first thought when I thought about taking time off of work was, "I can't afford to." Knowing damn well I can afford to, because this is what I've worked so hard for. This is what I've worked all year for and the year before that. And being strategic and putting money aside for an emergency. My mind and my body is an emergency. And when I feel like I'm not myself, I need to correct that quickly, because I need to be here. Amen. I need to be here for my kids. I need to be here to see them into adulthood. It's a non negotiable for me. And in order for me to do that, I need to be taking care of myself to the best of my ability. And like I said, like the my weekends, my days off, like it's not enough for me to reset and decompress. Like it's just not enough, because the stress levels have piled on so thick, and it's not all my job. Like I won't say that it's all my job that's causing all this stress, but it is a big chunk. But also too, like, I'm dealing with grief and I'm dealing with loss. And I've come to realize that I don't think that I've processed past grief. I don't think that I've processed that correctly either. So I want time to double back, and I want time to really just sit and reflect and get myself together. Amen. And I want to be better. I want to be better for my kids. I want to be better for my coworkers. I want to be better for the people that I serve, the people that I lead every day on my team. And I just want to be a better person. I want to be a better friend. I want to be a better sister. I like I just want to be better. And if you're watching this and you know me, then you're probably like, Joy, what are you talking about? Like, if you are like, you're great. Like, there's nothing you need to do. But I just know that I'm not myself right now. Like, I know it. I've been dealing with me and living with me for almost 40 years. And I know that I'm not, I'm not running at full capacity right now. I am depleted. I am drained. I am feeling lost. I am feeling defeated. And I need some time to check myself. So, what I want to say and the message that I want to give is that please prioritize yourself. You know yourself better than anybody else. So, if you feel like you need time, whatever that looks like, because for some people it doesn't have to be 30 days. It could be a long weekend, just adding PTO days to extend your weekend. Or it could be a week off. It could be 2 weeks. It could be 3 weeks. It could be a day. Like whatever it looks like for you, I want you to prioritize that because there's no sense of us running ourselves into the ground and running ourselves crazy to the point where it sits us down like you don't have a choice. You're sat down, you're out of work, and you're forced into it. You don't want to be forced into taking care of yourself. You want to be proactive about it. So you want to do preventative control right now. You don't want to wait until you get to the point where there's nothing left to give. And I feel like I'm right there. Like, you know, when like your gas light comes on to let you know you finna run out of gas, like that's pretty much where I'm at right now. I'm running on fumes right now. So I need some time. And I will say that I will give past Joy a pat on the back because this is the type of emergency that I didn't envision to save for, but this is the type of emergency that should be planned for and saved for. Amen. And I want to talk more about uh, financial wellness in more videos, but like it's just so important. It's so important to make sure you're financially well so that way you're able to address these type of emergencies where you just need time so that way you don't have to work, you don't have to worry about where your next paycheck is coming from or if the bills are going to get paid. You can take genuine time, intentional time for yourself and not have to worry about anything. So that's what I wanted to share. And I hope that it encourages someone to just prioritize yourself. If you're not feeling right, if things aren't feeling like they should, take a moment, stop, assess, figure out what it is. And I really want to get this whole my heart rate thing in order. Like I said, it only happens right before I go to bed. And I really truly feel it's because like my nervous system is shot. I tend to get the bad news at nighttime. I tend to get woken up out of my sleep with some sort of bad news. And I think now it's like starting to like really affect me to where before I go to sleep, I'm just anxious and nervous. I mean, like, I'm not a doctor and I don't know if that's what it is, but during this time off, I'm gonna find out. Amen. I'm gonna find out exactly what this is. So that way I can overcome it. And yeah, like I just know that this is something that I need. So going back to episode 69, stop deprioritizing yourself. I'm taking my own advice. I listened to that full episode front and back, and I was like, you know what, Joy, you're right. I'm not going to deprioritize myself this time. I'm going to give myself the time that I need to get back to the person that I know that I am. And I might do a replay of it. So one of the episodes in December, I might re-upload it. So that way it's back at the top. So that way more people can hear it, because it is so important, y'all. Like, I know I keep stressing it, but it's so important. So, when you have a chance, after you listen to this podcast, go back to episode 69. And if this podcast and episode 69 resonates with you, then that is your sign. Amen. That's your sign. That's your cue to go ahead and prioritize yourself, prioritize your needs, whatever that looks like for you. Whatever self-care methods are going to get you back to who you know you are, then I need you to prioritize that. And I'm not talking about the bubble baths and the trips to the spa. Like, I'm not talking about none of that. I'm talking about the stuff on the inside, the stuff that makes your soul happy, or that will help to repair what's amiss or broken on the inside. We got to do the real work. Amen. So, with that being said, mamas, I'm going to go ahead and land the plane here. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you found this episode to be helpful, please share it with another mom who you think would also find it helpful. Also, too, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at motherhood_is_ghetto. I post clips there. I post me and the kids there so you can keep up with us. And also, too, don't forget to follow the show. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, follow the show so that way you're notified when a new episode drops. And lastly, I'm on YouTube as well. So if you're listening to this and you want to watch the visuals as well, it's also on YouTube. Just search up Motherhood is Ghetto and then you'll see me. And then while you're there, just go ahead and subscribe. Amen. So thank you so much again, mamas. And until next time. Thank you so much for listening to today's podcast. Don't forget to follow the podcast and share with anyone who you think may enjoy it. And follow me on Instagram at motherhood_is_ghetto. Also, feel free to DM me if you have any experiences, opinions, or views on motherhood you'd like me to share on the podcast. Until next time, mamas.